Hello everyone, this is Lorian with your 19th of April full moon in Libra / Scorpio because it's just on the verge. Little choose your own adventure reading. It's been a while since I've done one of these actually, so I thought it might be fun to do it for the full moon. So to start with, I'm just going to let you have a good look at the three options that we've got here, maybe space them out a bit, before I go on to the stationary shot for you guys. So what I would recommend you do is just to kind of dwell on the energies that are around you at the moment. If you have a specific question, ask it to the universe. If you have something that you really want to know, just go within yourself at the moment and see if there's something that comes up for you as you want to ask. Now, what I would then ask you to do after you've maybe paused the video, taken a moment just to take a deep breath, choose between one of these three. Okay, so all you need to do is focus on these three and see which one you're more drawn towards. Now, to help things, I have chosen crystals and basically cards and stuff already, so the energies from these particular piles will come through to you, and so you probably get more of an informed decision. I have no idea what cards are here, but what I'd ask you to do is go from this pile here, and just kind of tune into it. So the words that I got that were associated with each pile that you may want to choose from are wonder, magic, stars. So just ruminate on those words a little minute. Wonder, magic, stars. See which particular pile you are drawn to. Just take a moment. Okay. What I'll now do is I will change this direction to a basic shot, and I'll go through each pile individually, and I'll also put the timestamps down for you so you can click to the one that resonated most with you. So we have wonder, magic and stars. If you've got the pile that's closest to you, or the one that feels more like it's gravitating you towards it, that's brilliant, and I'll speak to you in just a second. Okay, my lovelies, let's have a look and see what comes through for you if you chose wonder. Now for this one, I chose opalite, which is not, technically opal, but this one is a very strong crystal in and of itself. It's a very, well, when I meditate with it, I go off into another universe almost. So this is really, really strong. It's a really good meditation tool, and it can take you to various other aspects of your mental capacity, your meditation, and so forth. So if you chose wonder, this may be something that you need to utilize. You may be wanting to explore certain elements, or go to someplace different, or feel as though you are stuck somewhere and you want to have more of an understanding, almost like you are going into the sky on a cloud, looking at your situation from another perspective, just to see if there's any other route that you can take that will make things a little bit easier for you. So I'm just going to put that little egg over there. Now we're going to start with a whisper card just to see what the theme is for you guys. Learn. Take a lesson from the owls. Deeply observe the night and you'll become a little wiser in the day. So whenever I see this card come through, the main feeling that I get from this is that you will probably be learning something from the position you're in at the moment. It may not feel like it right now. I know a lot of the time we kind of go into problems and we sort of sit there and go, what the heck has this happened for? What am I doing here? Why is this suddenly crumbled down around me? Why am I still here? This is giving you the opportunity to learn. This is giving you the opportunity to figure out where it is you belong, where it is you feel like you want to be, where it is you feel more connected to. Sometimes within this learning, especially with the owls, that it mentions here, you can get a little bit blindsided by the hustle and bustle of the day. You can have in meditation, we're taught that we have an average of 60,000 thoughts a day. That's ridiculous. Probably even more if you're anxious, you know, if you have something that's, you know, on your mind. So when this comes through, it's kind of like take the time to meditate when it's quiet, when it's sort of winding down. You don't even have to meditate necessarily, just breathe slowly, understand what you've learned, maybe even take a dream diary and understand where it is you are. So for some of you, if you have been, again, wonder where you are looking and where you are going and how you can manage it and whether you can do it, this is saying you can. It's all a learning process. So put what you've learned already into motion now. And I think that will be incredibly important for you over the course of the next maybe few weeks. Because Libra is about balance. The full moon that we're going through now, very strong, very internal. I feel as though because it's almost going into Scorpio, we're going to be looking at things that maybe we don't normally look at within ourselves and trying to balance the taboo subjects that come through. Because in the tradition, Scorpio rules the 8th house, which is very much about endings, changes, occults, you know, that feeling of being introverted and going within to the darkest parts of yourself. Also, it's about having that strength to be burnt to ashes and then reignite yourself, be reborn. With Libra, it's very much about your home, your romance as well. It could be that you're focusing too much on other relationships to kind of gratify and validate yourself. So this is sort of a thing saying you need to balance out a little bit here. And this could be that you're learning how to do that at each turn. The next card we have from Everyday Witch is the Devil. I'm pretty sure we all know one of these. So the Devil card is not as scary as it sounds. But again, it does bring forward a sense of bondage, maybe some ignorance, feeling of hopelessness. I feel within this particular card, there is a message of saying you have the ability to move away from the bad thoughts that may plague you. You have the ability to create your own reality by saying no to the law of you need more money, you need more of this, you need more of that. It's very easy to get distracted from the things that matter. So the connection between these two, it's very easy to get distracted between that and something else, if something seems more shiny. For some of you, unfortunately, it could be that you're suffering from infidelity, from the other person's perspective. You know, you may have suffered that before, even with an ex, and you're still ruminating over that, and you're still going, oh God, what was it about me that made them want to be unfaithful? The answer is nothing. I can tell you that right now, without a personal reading, without anything else. Nothing made them cheat on you because you were something, something, something. No, that's not how it works. If they're unhappy with you for a reason, they know what to do, and that is end the relationship, not seek whatever they need elsewhere because of blah, blah, blah. So that's something that I think maybe you're dwelling on a little bit too much. If there has been a letdown, if you were promised a promotion, if you were promised something, you know, weeks, months, years ago, and it hasn't come to surface, you may be looking at yourself going, well, what's wrong with me? That is not what the message is for this reading. If you kind of went on wonder, this is like, wonder I think can be taken two ways actually. Wonder can be, oh my God, the awe and absolutely amazing. Wonder can also be, oh, I wonder what would happen if this happened. Other times it's, I wonder why that happened. I wonder why this horrible thing happened to me. So just take your wonder to the next level. Take your thoughts, your feelings, your days and nights thinking about what's happened to a different level. Because this devil can mean that you're trapped in a cycle and you can't get out of your own thoughts. Love matters. So this is the Nature's Whispers Oracle. Love matters brings forward such a beautiful energy. This is a 7. So like I say, Libra full moon actually owns the seventh house in traditional astrology. But this particular card brings forward such a sense of wonder, and it's kind of like, I don't know whether you can see here, she's got this dove, but inside it's kind of like she's seeing a vision. So as I was saying with the opal light before, she's seeing something else. She's going into accepting peace, and she's going into a new world. She's seeing the other side of things because of that peace, because of that destination in mind, if you will. You want to get from here to another area, that's fine, but you must kind of alleviate yourself from guilt and feelings of down energies so you can get to this other stage. So this could be you at the bottom going off on your maiden voyage or another voyage, because you already see where you want to go, you see where you want to be. So this could be that you are, you know, maybe reluctant to put your faith and your trust into somebody again. It could be that you are quite nervous about how things are going for you in general. And I do feel with this card especially that you have the ability to completely change where you are going. I mean, rejection hurts. Rejection is just a part of life, but it isn't saying that you're failing. It's showing that you're trying. It's showing that you're putting yourself out there. It is showing that you want to commit yourself to something and that you're willing to take a risk. The very way you handle things is going to be very important. And I think that there'll always be challenges. Life lessons come because it's part of the experience. And like I say, the failure comes as part of success. It's not a face of evil. It's not something that's trying to cheat you out of things. Failure is just something that comes in. Rejection is something that just comes in. And the fact that you want to keep going is what matters. The love for yourself is what matters. So get your heart ready to receive. So make sure that you can heal. Make sure that you can allow for the various emotions that you may be feeling. Recognize them and then let them go. If a thought comes in, goes, okay, I recognize you, go away. You know, consider what makes you happy. I think it's time now for you to allow yourself a day, an hour, a week of enjoyment, because you need to love who you are, and you need to be willing to give and receive love unconditionally. And I think this is what Libra and Scorpio, this kind of full moon energy, will help you with, is seeing and recognizing the absolute amazing person that you are in order for you to regenerate that into something that you can utilize. Okay, creative writing. This is interesting. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or a book. Now then, this is something that I've actually discovered recently. Get a journal and write down everything in present tense every day for about 5 minutes if you can, how you want to feel. So for instance, I am so grateful for the opportunities that the universe has given me today. And it can be in the morning, it can be in the evening, it could be you saying, I'm grateful for the friends and family that enrich my life. I am grateful for the gifts I have that bless the world. I am grateful for the boss who sees my potential and who's given me the promotion. It doesn't matter how long it takes, it will happen. I've seen people see massive changes in a month. So people say, I got a loan. I'm grateful for the loan I received so that I can build my business. I'm grateful for the healing I've done for myself so I can move on from this past that's keeping me down or that used to bother me. I am so grateful that I am able to travel the world. Make sure that you're channeling your thoughts every day into the positive, and applying yourself to journaling like that will make sure that you're thinking of it the positive. And the more you connect with what you're writing, so the more you feel that it's actually happening, you'll start to see the change in your own life as well, because that, along with meditation, will change so much about the outside world so that you feel different inside as well. So the outside will change the inside will change the outside. It will be a very strong balance and a newness, you know. So I feel if you chose wonder, if you've had some hardship, if you've had some heartache, if you've had things, for instance, like night and day, one day is great, the other day not so much. Balance will be the key, and hopefully you'll be able to maneuver this through for you. Let me know in the comments below how things go for you. If you'd like to get in touch, all the links are below. But in the meantime, I'm sending you so much love, healing and gratitude. Thank you for watching, and I'll move on to the next option now. Okay, so if you chose magic, here's your reading. For this one, when I was deliberating over the words to use and magic came to mind, I immediately reached for fluorite. This is a combination of, well, lilac and green fluorite, and fluorite is actually one of my favourite crystals. It is such a healing, multidimensional stone, and it feels as though it's kind of combination of water energy and a feeling as well of kind of earth but not really grounded. For me, this one in particular is a combination of heart and the third eye, and these normally need to work together in order to create some magic. So you always, magic is basically just intention and the will to make something. So if you have intention, if you have absolute pure thought of mind, and your third eye is clear and your heart is clear, and you're like, look, this is what I want, and it's not influenced by emotion, it's just gone boom, this is what I want. This is kind of what magic is. This is the essence of it. So this one is a very strong crystal to use whenever you feel like you need to pay attention to what it is you want. It's a basic everyday crystal. Actually, basic is the wrong word for it because it's very, like I say, multidimensional and complex, but it's one of the first ones I think anyone needs in their collection. And if you've got magic, you may need to make sure that you have a little bit of this in your life every day. It's something that I think you can combine certain elements to it. You can combine your thoughts and intentions and ask it to work with you throughout the day. It's a very good crystal in my eyes to do with your everyday life because it helps you to see things that you are supposed to be looking for, or things that you may overlook when you're going through day to day, rushing around. It goes, actually, you need to pay attention to that. And that's when you go, oh, okay, and it kind of snaps into clarity for you. So that's a very important crystal to have if you chose magic as your particular word for this one. And you've got hope in your whisper card. So this one is a very strong card for me. It rarely comes out, but it came out for you guys. And it says, an idea like a single acorn can start a wondrous forest. Again, what I was saying about magic and intention, spells form the minute that you think of them. So it can be all right on the full moon, so 19th, if you like. On the full moon in Libra/Scorpio, I am going to. The moment you think of that is the moment your spell will start to form and gather energy. Every time you connect with an ingredient, every time you connect with something around you, like, oh yeah, I could do that. It's the same in life. So the minute you think, I'm going to do this for a career, or I'm going to work on this, you start formulating that career. That builds energy. If you say, oh right, okay, I want to do this in a relationship, so I'm going to start opening the day with a meditation, or really loving myself, leaving love notes for the other person. This is kind of what this this message, to me at least, means. So an idea, so for instance, as soon as you get, oh, I really want to focus on this, or oh yeah, something that catches your eye, catches your attention, draws you in, that could be the seed of something absolutely amazing. So make sure during this time, if you've had a problem, if you've had something you haven't been able to see past, if you've been feeling very down and depleted, make sure that you are listening to both your head and your heart, your intuition especially, and know that you can do this. Have hope that you can do this. You don't have to rush. It doesn't have to be now, now, now. Allow it to come to you. That's the magic at work. Allow it to come to you, because as soon as you put in the thought to the universe, like, oh, I really want this actually, the universe will try and give it to you, but not if you block it off. So try, you know, for instance, if you have a negative seed here, if you have a negative acorn, think, oh, it'll never happen, then the universe will go, oh, well, I thought you wanted it, never mind. and take it away from you. So this is what you need to do, is focus on the positive of it. Like, it'll come, it'll be fine. And it can be so hard, especially if you want control over the situation and you like control and you thrive on that, because I know people do, because life is so unpredictable. But if you want to expand your horizons, if you want to feel this hope come through, just see if you can connect a little bit with the magic that you yourself have the power to create. So the Everyday Witch Tarot. Ooh, I was mentioning creation, wasn't I? Page of Cups. Now, I don't have any idea what cards I put down here. This was all face down. I only knew the crystals and the words to use. So this coming through saying about synchronicity and creation, messages of hope and messages of stuff, this is so resonant. And I think that this is a fantastic card to have. Yes, it's not a Knight of Cups, because that symbolises that you're further along the road, but the page isn't nothing to worry about. The page is a very strong, unifying card in many, many instances. The page, particularly in the Everyday Witch Tarot, he comes forward with a sense of, look, I'm expressing myself. I'm doing something creative. A lot of people think creative means you have to write a book or paint a picture. That's not it. Creative is seeing things from a different way, looking for solutions, being a Libra, basically. This full moon in Libra, you know, Libras are problem solvers. Libras have such an array of ways that they can look at things and go, I'll balance this out. Okay. It may take them an hour or so, but they'll find a way. And I think that you're going to find a way this month, or for the rest of this cycle of the moon. You're going to have something come in for you here. You need to believe in yourself more. You know, the sense of the Libra full moon brings about balance. Now, I mentioned in the last one of Wonder, it's in the 7th house traditionally in astrology, of romance, business, partnerships, foreign countries, that sort of feeling, but romance generally. But because it's on the slight edge of being a Scorpio full moon, we also have the wreck it down to build it back up. We have the taboo subjects, other people's money, resources, career changes, occult sciences, sexual attraction. That feeling of being in the ashes only to be reborn a phoenix, you know? So this could be that you are expressing yourself and expressing any fears that you have through a medium that helps you feel relaxed. So it could be that you watch an hour of TV a day. That's fine. If it's a story, great. If you're building up your mind, great. Just distract yourself, because that distraction will give you a refreshed mind to face it later on. I can't tell you how many times when I've heard people say, look, I was really anxious, I didn't want to settle down, I didn't want to watch anything, but I forced myself to watch a half an hour episode of a comedy show or an hour episode of something light and fluffy and stupid. And afterwards I was like, okay, well, actually I do feel a little bit better now. I feel like I'm calm, because your mind was distracted by something else. So if you are wondering, where is this taking me? What direction am I going? What's going to happen? All you need to do is essentially switch the way your mind is thinking and go into more of an intuitive, psychic state to solve the issues that may be coming through. I mean, you create your own reality, and I think you should know you share this world and consciousness with each other. So as much as you're creating, other people will create too. And I think that's a really good feeling to get from it as well. So what do we have here? Ooh, amplify your positive emotions. And we have a 7, which is a very, very spiritual number. I'll move this down here. So this is from the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. So amplify your positive emotions. As you can see, there is a ripple. There's such a strong connection. So again, as I was saying before, actually, about the universe, the moment you think, oh, it's never going to happen, that'll magnify and go into the universe, and it'll go, oh, okay, well, all right, you think that it's not going to happen, it won't then, bye. And that's not the answer you want from the universe. So if you have a positive emotion, amplify that. There's a ripple effect of energy flowing from everybody. So it's almost like their aura. And your aura can stretch out, it can be too close, it can be just right, like a little bit of a Goldilocks zone. But if you stay happy, and by staying happy and sending that from your heart chakra, from your intuition, not only you will benefit from it, others will benefit from it too. And I think you can adjust your motives, adjust your attitudes, because I think that, you know, the most natural, what was I was watching a science program the other day, and it said the most natural shape in the universe is a circle. So this is going to be ringlets out to people, concentric circles, if you will. So this will affect your desires, your beliefs. Everything you do will affect the next thing on the list. So if you want to bring in good fortune, if you want to bring in positive influences, you will be able to do that if you influence yourself correctly, because you are continuously going in and out of cycles. Everybody is. You grow, you change, it goes back around, you start again. So with every ending, there will be a new beginning, and this is here. The only thing that you need to do is trust the positive energy that you yourself, not necessarily anybody else, but you yourself radiate, will attract what you're wanting and what you're wishing for and what you're hoping for and what you're desperately trying to achieve. So this is going to be very key for you, I think, over the course of the next, I'm going to say, however, whenever you see this reading, that is how you have a few weeks, maybe a month from this reading to sort out your positive emotions and see the change. See the change. Ooh, counselor. Could this be the source of your issues, or could this be the solution? You are a natural counsellor and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. Okay, so if you have been spending a lot of time answering people's questions, trying to assist them in their quest for love, trying to talk to them and, well, basically talk sense into them, if you have been trying to rush through listening to somebody because they normally spend 5 hours on the phone with you about their loved ones, make sure that you protect yourself. Now, as you can see in this card as well, this angel spirit is, you know, helping you. So as much as you help others, you can help yourself. So yes, many people will benefit from your guidance. Many people will, I think, follow your example. So for instance, if you do, as I've mentioned, and focus in on your magic, your personal intentions, the way that you're growing, the way that you're nurturing yourself, you'll lead others into doing the same or similar things. Because again, with this card especially, your positive emotions will branch out of you and affect other people. So you may find that as soon as you start to amplify these positive emotions, you draw in more people that can help you. You may also draw in some people who just want to have an experience being around you and that energy. But ultimately, because that's a Libra thing too, but ultimately this is something that's coming in for you on this Libra full moon that is very strong, very personal, and I think it's all about where you want to set yourself for the next month or two. So focus on your magic. If you actually focused on something that you really want or a change that you want to see, focus on it now. Use this full moon. Normally you would use a new moon to set your intention, but this full moon, focus on that. Allow the energy of this moon to draw down into yourself and utilize that for the rest of this time. But I hope things go well for you. Do let me know in the comments below how things go, and if you'd like to get in touch with me, all the links are in the description box. But thank you so much for taking the time. I hope to speak to you guys very soon. And now we are going on to the last pile of cards, and that's going to be stars. Alright, so if you chose stars, this is your reading, and the crystal for you was lapis lazuli. So, or lazuli as some people like to say it, but I just go by how I learned what it was called. So this is lapis lazuli, and this one in particular is very sacred, and I think it works really well with stars, to be honest. A lot of the times in ancient Egypt, and you've probably heard the story, but they would line death masks and thrones and so many things with lapis lazuli, and it's a very precious, very sacred stone in a lot of cultures. But also I feel like this is something that may represent a bit more than, oh, it's just a pretty thing on a mask. It feels so to me when I hold it and when I look at it and, you know, tune in, it is sort of a direct ascension stone. It's very much to do with your crown and third eye. It's very much to do with your connection to the universe, and you know, the speckles of gold and jewel in it is very reminiscent of the dark sky speckled with silver and gold and the planets in there. So not only is it a very intense psychic stone, so again, stars, it may represent something that's going on psychically, the messages that you're getting, but this is very important for you to sort of break through any barriers that you may feel like you're coming up against with your thoughts and how you're thinking of things. So it could be that you're having an idea or a solution to a problem, but you can't quite see how to work through that, and lapis will help. Lapis is going to be something that really grounds you and helps you work through emotions as well. And I feel as though, even though it's more to do with the crown and the third eye, it will be elevating you all the way through your chakras. And that's my experience with that stone. I'm not saying that it's directly from a book or anything. This is my experience with lapis. It's one of the first crystals I ever got. So it's very, very important. Again, maybe like the fluorite, basic crystal to have in your set to start off with. So, oh, here we go, friends. So this is your whisper card. And this is very much a theme, I think, for you. It may be something that's coming forwards into your cluster, they wanted me to say. But the most unlikely friendships can form. Like variegated lichens on hard rock, they create a tight bond. I have no clue what a variegated lichen is, because I am not a botanist or anything like that. However, as soon as this came up and they were thinking, oh, like clusters and stuff, I did feel like, you know, the constellations in the sky, the galaxies that you can see through telescopes, the looking at things from a distance, that feeling of, oh, they're all a group of friends, they're all a clique. I feel like you haven't found the right people to call your friends. It's almost as though every so often, every 9 years or every cycle, you find friends dropping off. Now, this isn't rare. You know, a lot of people do kind of outgrow their friends because they're either not going at the same pace as you, or you know, they're kind of changing and life is different and stuff like that. It's very rare that people find their friends from childhood and continue on with them, especially here. I think it's like, unless you have big plans and stuff like that, it's very rare to kind of connect and stick with the people that are already around you when you're little. However, I do feel that this is the time where you're going to notice the friends in your life already, or the people in your life are very important, and they're lighting the way. And they could be, you know, for instance, you could make up Ursa Major or you could make up Orion's Belt. You know, there could just be 3 of you that are really connected, and that's all you need. I feel like this is as well something to do with how you are seeing yourself compared to other people. You don't necessarily have to address the comparisons, but you may think, oh, I'm always the poor friend, or I'm always the friend who's getting broken-hearted, or I'm always the person who's such and such. The thing is, you are as unique as one of those little specks in the sky, and whereas you may look all the same, you're vastly different. There will be different composites for your genetics. You know, that feeling of you'll react to something differently than other people. It's the same with stars. I'm a big space nerd, so don't worry about me. But it's that feeling of wanting to find your constellation, basically, wanting to find your group of people. And then we have the Everyday Witch. Ooh, a page. We've had 2 pages in this reading. So, Everyday Witch Tarot brings forward the Page of Wands, and this in particular is a message of enthusiasm and discovery. This, usually when I'm doing a reading for people, brings forward messages of travel, of opportunity, of people going, oh, okay, I can go and rush off and do this. And it could be that you get an invite to somewhere that completely changes your perspective, or somewhere that you didn't expect to go. For instance, you may not have got a promotion, but something else is coming up for you. You may have waited a while for an answer on a test or a query in regards to what you can do. And then it kind of, yeah, you may not get that, but it's directing you towards something different. You hear it all the time, actually. The one that springs to mind is Tom Hiddleston. You may or may not know who he is. He's an actor who auditioned for the role of Thor in the Marvel movies. They didn't give it to him, they gave it to somebody else who does an amazing job. But what they saw in him, in that audition for Thor, this big god of thunder, they thought you can actually work for the brother, Loki. He is the best Loki ever. And I'm not a Tom Hiddleston fan per se, but he does an amazing Loki. So what they saw in him there, they knew exactly where to direct him. And he has, I believe, an even bigger reach and an even bigger fan base because of it. So that's just an explanation. That's a bit of a background as to how I see this working out for you. You may have gone for one thing, or you may be trying to find one thing, but an opportunity is going to come through for you that feels like you're being taken into a different direction. You can decide whether you want to take that up or continue on this path, absolutely. But it may be that it's worth taking a little bit of a risk. It may be that your previous energy of the last, I don't know, few weeks, months, years, that's still affecting how you are moving now. And it could be that you are very much rigid on this path, but you may need or want to take it up a notch. You may need to look at how else you can divide your time and your labour into something that may be a different route to the same thing that you want to get. You know, what's it? Reach for the moon, even if you miss, you will land among the stars. That's the quote that just came. So it's kind of that. If you want to reach for something so amazing, so beyond, so beautiful, even if you miss that landing space, you'll still land among the stars. You'll still have a beautiful experience. You'll still feel like you can go anywhere you want. The moon is just a certain amount of time away. If you wanted to go to Jupiter, you know, go set your sights and make sure that you can go there, but don't be so rigid about the direction it happens. And I think it could be the same as friends. You may really want to be friends with somebody in particular, or you may really want to go to a person's wedding or event or be in their clique or something. But they may not be the best thing for you. So what may happen is that you may be being moved onto somewhere else, you know, or a project or a team or a job. You may be being moved somewhere else, even a partner, to be honest. So Nature's Whispers. Adventure, yay! So this is what Page of Wands is as well. Like I'm saying, aim for the moon. You'll still land among the stars. It's kind of giving you this vibe, really, of change, of motion. With that one, it's kind of like the invitation to change and the invitation to travel. Short breaks, mini breaks, differences of perspective, you know. So with this one, adventure, this is kind of what comes after. This is very strong, I think, in regards to how you want to see yourself manifest, how you want to see things bloom and grow and evolve. I feel like it's calling on you to be a little bit spontaneous, not gonna lie. I think a lot of you will benefit from that spontaneity, that wonderful connection with yourself. And in some cases, yeah, it may be that you're trying too hard to develop certain things and to be too rigid in the way that you're doing it, but it's an excellent time for a short break. I honestly believe that. With this one as well, if it was the night it'd be different, but because it's the page, it's saying just short trip, you know. It can even mean that you're moving somewhere different across water, and this came up. So I feel like a new opportunity, a new escapade, daring thing that you're going to do. This kind of, all right, screw it, I'm just going to try this. It can give you a different outlook. It can expose you to different cultures, different experiences. There is no feeling quite like traveling or quite like going outside your comfort zone, making your heart beat in excitement and, yeah, a little bit of fear, because it's almost as though you're living. That's the kind of excitement that's living. So the people who wanted to go to space, the people who wanted to explore the universe, they're probably scared out of their wits. They didn't know what they'd find. They didn't know that it would make sense. They didn't know for sure. It was all an experiment. And look at the amount of technology and the amount of wonder and the amount of knowledge we have now because of that. And I think that's really, really strong for you to do. Make, you know, for instance, when I moved to New Zealand by myself, I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I was also excited because this was going to show me something that I could do, and I would not have any regrets having done it, because I would have more regrets not knowing how it would go. So if you want to take a risk, if you want to believe in yourself and change your perspective, certainly, if it's within your ability, do so. And it'll increase your spiritual understanding. So this says, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I feel like this is a time of peace for you. This is more of a time of, you see the grand structure around you. You see how people fall into their own little roles in life, and you feel as though, okay, well, I'm sick of being this, so I'm going to try and be this for a day or 2 or 5. So, you know, that feeling of, okay, well, maybe I'm not the posh friend, maybe I'm not the friend with all the other friends that, you know, hosts a big party and about 150 people come. Maybe I'm not the person who can run along the beach with the wind flowing through my hair. But I am me, and I have something to give. I am as unique as the stars in the sky. I can form my own pattern. I don't have to go into the ridges of society or what other people decide for me. I can be my own star. And that's where I think that you're ascending. You're ascending into this star element. Libra, full moon / with Scorpio, they're kind of straddling the 7th, 8th house in astrology. So you can have romance and partners and business partners and foreign countries and travel and romance and stuff like that in Libra, which kind of brings a balance to that area. And with Scorpio in the 8th house, this is endings, this is changes, this is career changes, this is occult sciences, but ultimately burning something down to rise again. And I think that within this, you are changing you're a chrysalis becoming a butterfly. You are all those cliches of your transformation. And I think it starts with how you view yourself. So as we're on Earth looking up at the stars and we think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to view this from somewhere else, or wouldn't it be nice to be there? Start making the little bit of steps to do that. Go where things may seem that they're leading you. You know, maybe you're not something that you initially wanted, but you will find the connections that lead you to somewhere, and then you'll look back and go, oh wow, I had no idea how far I'd come. So learn with this opportunity, learn with how it's coming through for you guys. And I'm so excited to see how things work out. Do leave a comment below, let me know how things go for you, and if you'd like to get in touch with me, all the links are in the description box. But thank you guys for listening. I wish you all the very best. Well, if you do have a bust, I wish it very best, and make sure that you feel very connected with it. But in the meantime, blessed be, good luck, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon.